Hello, welcome back to the World's Finest podcast. I'm Lucas. Jack isn't here today, so I thought let's just get a quick episode out and bring you some news and some Oscar talk. I've also got some film reviews. I've got some Crime Note 101, if I can get it out. I've got Wasteman, also got Hoppers and The Bride, so stay tuned. Socials, World's Finest Pod. You can find us at YouTube, Spotify, TikTok and Instagram. So go over, give it a like, give us a subscribe and join the gang. Should we get into it? Yeah, let's do it. Right. First of all, I want to talk about the Lanterns trailer because that's just come out and the internet is going mental for some reason. Mental. DC fans are absolutely cacking themselves. Does everyone think it's going to be out in space all the time for the first season? No. I don't think so. That I think that's a stupid way of looking at it. It's been described as a true detective type, dark, gritty team up job, really. And in the trailer, that's exactly what we got. I don't see why people have, people are angry with it. It's a HBO TV series, and that's exactly what we're going to get, and that's fine by me if it's done right. And it's still a long way to go until it comes out. So I kind of like the dynamic between Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart. I mean, it's kind of like a Training Day type vibe. Obviously, outer space, if that's going to happen. But I quite like what they're going for. Yeah, we're not going to get a younger Hal, but it's a nice little dynamic that we've got. Everyone's up in arms about the missing superhero elements. So, obviously, the ring, glowing green. Them on the outside of their body, glowing green when they're about to fly. You see a bit of Hal Jordan flying off, and there's no green around him. I mean, I get where people are coming from. Guy Gardner wasn't mentioned. Hal Jordan said that he was the only human lantern. And obviously, in Superman, we've seen Guy Gardner. And we know Guy Gardner is going to show up in this. So, I'm not really sure what happens there. I mean, maybe that is how Jordan just like not acknowledging him because he's a dick. That could happen, but yeah, I'm not really sure how they're gonna come into it. And the other lanterns, obviously, we're getting a squirrel lantern. I don't know if that's going to be shown in the TV show, but that's a pretty cool nod. I like that. I need to talk about the suit. I forgot about that. So we get a glimpse of Hal Jordan's suit in it. It comes into his wardrobe. There's a few suits hanging up, and then there's the main one that's not in a bag. And the colours are very dim. It's like a brown and like a cream and a little bit of green you can see. But apart from that, I haven't got any complaints with it because I know it's a Hal Jordan. It's going to be gritty. It's going to be worn, used. But who's to say in the other slots that there aren't, different costumes that we're going to see? I've got a theory that this is all in the first episode. This trailer is just shot of the first episode, and we're going to get loads more. I mean, that would be the right way to do it. You're not going to release everything in a trailer, are you? No. So I think we just got to wait for that. And who knows, if they start, regaining their might, then the colours might come out. Who knows? You just got to wait and watch. That's exactly what I'm saying. Right. Lanterns, done. That was my take on Lanterns. I'm excited for it. August 26th. Can't wait for that to come out. Hunt for Gollum. So, Lord of the Rings, I love it, right? Absolutely love it. Love The Hobbit, although wasn't as good. We've got casting news, rumours, about young Aragorn. Leo Woodall, who plays... he's a soldier in Nuremberg, and he's also in Prime Target. He's pretty good. He's really good in both of them. But the main thing that everyone's got with it is he doesn't look like Aragorn. I see it. That makes sense. It is a bit of a weird casting, but he's young. Apparently, he loves Lord of the Rings. So maybe if you read up, it's a bit too early to. It's a bit too early to judge at the moment. Because obviously you can change your look, you can lose a bit of weight, you can bulk up, you can look like Aragorn, you can grow your hair, right? He's gonna have a massive target on his back because of the fandom that was Lord of the Rings. You're not gonna get, perfect casting for Aragorn at all. It's just not gonna happen. I suppose if you're recasting Aragorn Why don't you recast Gandalf? And it's gonna have a Ian McKellen Gandalf with a really young Aragorn. I mean, I'm not sure where that's gonna, how that's gonna go. But apparently, all the cast are coming back. Elijah Wood wants to come back. Yeah, it's just a bit up in the air, shall we say? But let's just wait until teaser pics or a trailer's coming out to judge what he's going to look like. Let's be honest, his performance could be amazing. His performance could be really good, but everyone's going to have that chip on their shoulder being like, that's not Vigo, is it? Poor bloke, but let's just see what he does. It's still ages away, so that's absolutely fine. That is all the news that I'm going to do, because I'm going to quickly go through the Oscars, which is happening this weekend, I believe. I'm going to go through the major categories, I'm going to go through the nominees, and then I'm going to either pick who I want to win or who I think deserves winning. Let's just go for it. Okay, so first of all, we got Best Picture. Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, Marty Supreme, One Battle After Another. You got The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Sinners, and Train Dreams. Right, I've seen all of them except for The Secret Agent and Sentimental Value, but I've heard those are really good films. And The Sentimental Value has some other nominations. Yeah, Best Picture winner, for me, it's locked in One Battle. It's got to be. I mean, Sinners has 16 nominations. It's fantastic, right? One Battle has the edge. I think it's just the times we're in now, it's a political epic, really. And I just think the voters and everyone involved in the Oscars will look at that and think, yeah, I think that's worthy of the Best Picture. I mean, it's shot amazingly. Everything to do with that film is unbelievable. I'm going to go see it again on the weekend because they're doing an Oscars season. Loving it. Okay, Best Director, you got Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. You've got Safdie for Marty Supreme. You've got PTA for One Battle. You've got Joachim Trier for Sentimental Value. And then you've got, obviously, Ryan Coogler for Sinners. It's another toss-up between PTA and Ryan Coogler. It's got to be. I think the thing of Ryan Coogler has not just burst onto the scene, because obviously he's done loads of other films, but with PTA doing One Battle being as big as it is and as good as it is, also Sinners, fantastic film that deserves all the awards. I just think this time PTA deserves an Oscar for, I don't know how to say, just his time being here. All the other films he's directed leading up to this is like his, I'd say in his prime. Whereas Coogler, such a good film Sinners is, I think he's still in the next 5 to 10, 15 years going to be winning awards for Best Pictures and Best Directors. He's still got that ahead of him. Of course PTA has, but I think this specific Oscars is his time to take these awards and his time to shine, really. Yeah, I think Ryan Coogler is the only threat there for that Oscar. Best Actress, we've got Jessie Buckley for Hamnet. We've got Kate Hudson for Song Sung Blue, which is an amazing film, by the way. Probably on my top 3 of this year. Absolutely loved it. Outstanding film. Renee Renz, I'm butchering these names, I'm so sorry, for Sentimental Value. And then you've got Emma Stone, Begonia, and Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I've only seen 3 of these films. I haven't seen Sentimental Value, as I mentioned, and I also haven't seen If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. Heard great things about both, again. But for me, it's got to be Jessie Buckley. I mean, the Hamnet was, for me, a good, solid film. I thought the acting was really good in it. Jessie Buckley elevated that tenfold. I didn't click with the film as much as other people did, but Jessie Buckley, absolutely amazing in this. Let's be honest, the Oscars love someone that can really cry their heart out on screen and just give a wet wash bloody performance. And this is pretty much all the boxes being ticked for her. Really good, emotional story. Probably hard to act in, and that's why I think she's got the edge on this. It's just Kate Hudson, really good in Song Sung Blue. Completely different performance. But yeah, I don't see anyone touching Jessie Buckley on this one. If it was The Bride, we'd have different conversations. But it's not. So there you go. Locked in. Best Supporting Actor. Now, this is going to be a really close call on this. You've got Benicio del Toro for One Battle. You've got Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein. You've got Delroy Lindo for Sinners. Sean Penn for One Battle. And you've also got Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. For me, there's only one winner in this, and it is Sean Penn. He was unbelievable in One Battle. He was sinister. He was funny. He was quirky. And he was evil. All in one. And with that fucked up walk, it's like you're just walking out of that with the Oscar, man. I know you are. Del Toro, amazing in that film as well. Hilarious. And his little dance after he's just had a beer, it's funny. It's captivating. Jacob Elordi was good in Frankenstein. He didn't have to talk much, but that's because the acting's been done in a non-verbal way. And it's a different performance to, what he'd normally do. Really good, though. Delroy Lindo, hilarious in Sinners. I thought he was my favourite character in Sinners. I thought he brought a different edge to it. Obviously, you're going to have comedic relief in it, but he was really good. And I wouldn't be surprised if, him and Sean Penn were battling it out at the top for that. So, but for me, I'm going to go Sean Penn. Because I don't think you can look past that role in One Battle. Yeah, brilliant. Right, let's get into some reviews, shall we? So I have got an Odeon Limitless account, which obviously means I can go and watch any film at an Odeon whenever I want. I think it's absolutely perfect for £20 a month. It's a great deal. So I'm gonna talk about 4 films that I've seen recently, give a little review, and just see if it's worth your money going to watch them. So I'll start with Hoppers. Obviously, it's a Pixar film. It's basically how the scientists discovered how to turn humans into a robotic animal into their body. It's a good little twist of it. Animal lover Mabel uses this technology to try and stop the mayor from building a highway over habitats and the home of animals that she loves, that she used to go with her nan and just sit there and watch wildlife and live. It's a light-hearted comedic story. Obviously, that's exactly what you're going to get with a Pixar film. You're going to get sadness at the start, you're going to get a little bit of rush, and then you're going to get the ending. I mean, that is pretty much all films, isn't it? Personally, I think animated animals are hilarious. Like, any film, you animate a fox, Fantastic Mr. Fox, that's a good, that I think it's just really funny. Apart from that, it is just a good Pixar film. You know what you're getting with it. It's got good cast in it. Obviously, I saw junkets before of Dave Franco, and I was halfway through the film and I was like, I haven't heard his voice once. So, was he directing it? No. Obviously, later on, spoilers, he turns into the villain, and he is absolutely brilliant as a villain. Obviously, you're getting loads of the story from the cartoon, but the voice behind the villain and how they move the cartoon with it, obviously it's been done for fucking years, but this is the first Pixar film that I've seen in cinemas for ages, so it was just a fun, light-hearted cinema film. Will I watch it again? Yes. Maybe in, 10 years, if I've got nothing else to watch. It's a Pixar film. You know what you're getting with that. But I'd rather watch a Ratatouille or a Soul, or an Inside Out. But it is one of the stronger, most recent Pixar films. Is it worth the price of admission? Yeah, probably. If you got a family, if you got kids, perfect. If you want to go and watch a light-hearted film, yeah. If you're looking for a sad love story, heartthrob action, no, this isn't for you. But you know what you're getting into. The next film, Crime. Oh, no. I will give Hoppers a 6 out of 10. Decent. Next is Crime 101. I went to watch this a few days ago. It's about a jewel thief, Chris Hemsworth, and he is operating on the 101 line in LA. And his final heist is being planned and executed, but he's also being hunted by a detective who's Mark Ruffalo and this little weasel, which is Barry Keoghan. And it's a crime thriller. And I went in with no expectations because I thought it'd just be like a Netflix film. The acting is very good in it. I thought the acting was really good in it. You believe the characters. You didn't watch it and think, oh, they just look like they're acting. They're there for the paycheck. I thought they were really convincing. Nick Holt was in it as well. That's my downside of it. I think it was. I don't want to say painful because I know he's in his 80s, but it's hard to understand him, and it just felt like he was out of place as Money, as the heist mob guy at the top getting their jobs. I thought you could have had, I don't know, maybe someone else, but I just feel like it was a bit hard to watch his performance in it. Solely due to me just not being able to understand him, really. And his voice is like, just not for me. The pacing was all right. It kept me in and it kept me out, but overall it was all right. There's a relationship between Hemsworth and Monica Barbaro. They start dating. Obviously, Chris Hemsworth plays this. Don't want to say he's introverted type person where you're not really getting the truth from him, but she falls in love with him, and obviously there's going to be ebbs and flows in this film. As a heist film, you're going to have to go away, you're going to get sacrifices, all that. I wish they talked about that story more, shown it more, so you can have more emotional connectivity with the relationship when there's going to be disconnects in it, and at the end something, I just wish there was more story around that. More payoff with the relationship. The third act was all right. The main switcheroo bit in the film was in the trailer. So sitting in the cinema, I was just a bit disappointed that this main switcheroo that's going to happen, I've already seen in the trailer. So it kind of just put it down on a downer for me, because now I know what's going to happen, really. So that kind of took me out of it. 2.5 hours is probably too long for this film. I mean, I understand why, because you have to get all the little avenues of Barry Keoghan's character, who's a little shit, and then you've got this whole other character of Halle Berry. She's a 50-something woman in this agency, and they're overlooking her, and then she just wants revenge. That all comes together. But then, obviously, you've got to have those stories in it, and it just builds up. 2.5 hours, a bit too long. Car chases in this, really good. Like, the first 5-10 minutes is Chris Hemsworth having a car chase. Really good. Tension's high. Camera work's really good. And that carries on throughout the film. There are good car chases in this and action scenes, really. Comparing it to other crime thrillers, let's say The Rip, for example, on Netflix. That film really captured you in with tension and didn't really let you go. This one I felt ebbed and flowed with tension, and when there was supposed to be tension, it lacked a bit and kind of pushed you out. And that's kind of what bogs it down for me. If you're a crime thriller, you want to be tension. But yeah, it just took me out of it a little bit. Whereas The Rip was 0 to 100, and it kept you at 100, and there was twists and turns encapsulated right at the end. Was it worth the price of admission? Yes. I did enjoy it. I'd give it a 6 out of 10. There's just so many more things that could have been done with it. It was kind of like a Heat knockoff, but a good knockoff, really. And that's all I've got to say for that. It's a good cinema film. Go and watch that. That was good. Next is Waste Man. Now, so this is about a prisoner called T, and he's getting an early release from prison, which means he can start a fresh life. And then he gets a new cellmate called D-E-E. a few weeks before he's going to be leaving, and it kind of throws up in the air. He's a bit of a Billy Big Bollocks, like runs the ward, and it just casts doubts on whether he's going to get out early, if he's going to protect him, if he's going to crumble under pressure. Really good film. Pulls you in right from the start. It's probably the most intense and brutal prison film that I've watched ever. The acting in it, magnificent. David Johnson and Tom Blythe really give like powerful performances, and they make you believe that, don't mess with me, otherwise I will slit your throat. And that's exactly how it came across. Camera work, unbelievable. It feels like you're in the prison with them. There's a scene where there's a riot, and obviously there's fighting going on. Tom Blythe has just punched someone. Blood all over the camera, and he's getting nice close in. It's really captivated, and it gets you. I think that adds an extra element of captivity and even chaos, and that really helps in a prison film. It was an unreal watch in the cinema. This is the first time in a long time, probably since Mission Impossible, that I have sat there in silence and felt my heart beating and pounding out my chest. I'm on the edge of my seat. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I know it's going to be bad. Like, as the anxiety in me is building, the stakes are so high, and the payoff on it, really good. It's a really well put together film. I've given it an 8.5 out of 10, because it's a completely different film to what's coming out at the moment, and I think it just sheds a light on this whole different type of scene. Really good. Price of admission? Yes, 100%. It's not for the faint-hearted at all. Disclaimer on that one. And now, obviously, the last film I want to talk about is The Bride. So, the reviews have come out on this. Mixed, very mixed. This was in my top 5 most anticipated films for last year. For this year, sorry, not last year. I said it last year. It's basically a Romeo and Juliet version for Frankenstein and The Bride. And that is pretty much it. Maggie Gyllenhaal is directing. You've got Christian Bale, you've got Jessie Buckley, obviously, who's been put up for an Oscar for Hamnet, and you've got Jake Gyllenhaal in it, you've got Sarsgaard in it, who's playing a cop, just like the Batman, and you've got Penelope Cruz in it. And I was really disappointed. It just felt funny because it's a Frankenstein film, but it felt really disjointed, and it felt like loads of different avenues of different films of what it's trying to be mixed and joined into one that doesn't really work. Like, it's supposed to be a love film, so there's one. It's supposed to be a 1930s black and white cop film. There's two. It's supposed to be a 30s film musical film. There's three. Which, by the way, I actually quite like those scenes. There's scenes where Frankenstein does like some tap dancing and dance choreography because he is in love with the movies and this specific actor who he meets, and you'll have to watch to find out. But I just think it fell short of all of them. Yeah, it just fell short of all of them and didn't really pick up where the last bit left off, if that makes sense. One really weird thing starts with voiceover from Mary Shelley, and I didn't know this about the film, but Mary Shelley is inside the bride's head, and she's got sort of a Tourette's of Mary Shelley consciousness. And I didn't click with that at all. I thought that was such a weird route to go down. But I understand why, because it's like, the author of this story is now from her point of view. And it's like, yeah, fair enough, but I don't think that fit at all. I mean, the acting was really good. Christian Bale was really good, just like he is in everything. Jessie Buckley was really good in it. It's just so unfortunate that the story just couldn't live up to, my expectations of it, which is quite sad because I was really looking forward to this film. So if this came out before Hamnet, would Jessie Buckley still be put up for an Oscar? I'm not sure. I'm going to say yeah, because Hamnet, she was really fucking good in Hamnet. So you kind of can't take that away from her. But she acted well in this, but maybe just the bombed reviews of this would, change everyone's mind about her performance in Hamnet. Worth the price of admission? For me, I'm going to say no. Wait until it comes on Netflix or Apple TV or Prime. Because unless you like a weird gothic type, muddled bejuddled film, especially coming out after Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. It's obviously a massively different take, but I think it just falls short of everything that it promised in the trailer and how much hype it had, really. Yeah, so just wait until it comes on Netflix. And that's all I've got, to be fair. I hope you enjoyed that. A little quick episode. Again, the socials are World's Finest Pod on TikTok, YouTube, Spotify and Instagram. Go over, like, subscribe. And yeah, click the bell, get notified, come back for more. Hope you enjoyed. See you later.